Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do a lot of stuffs here. The beer stuffs are the main thing. We also pay attention to stuffs. We're watching the election going on right now. I'll post this tonight because, I don't know. As kooky and as crazy as this country is, democracy is a pretty good thing, you know? And, something about the right to vote always kind of makes me happy. So I figured I'd do a little celebration beer. Yeah, celebration. I've been looking for this for about a month now, because it's been on the shelves for about a month. Everybody's been popping it on the old social medias. I have not found it, and I just stopped on my home, and bang, there it is. Sierra Nevada Fresh Hop Celebration. One of the kind of, I don't know, what's the word? Kind of markers of the beer season. You know, you really don't get to fall/winter beer for me until Celebration hits the shelves. You get your pumpkin beers in your summer. You get your Oktoberfest beers, but you're still talking, late August, early September. Really, the temperature starts dropping a little bit. The polls start opening. Celebration at the shelves. So yeah, it's a fresh hot IPA from Sierra Nevada. We've reviewed it before. We'll review it again. It is, this, as far as packaging goes, oh man, it's already a month old. Garbage. Throw it on now. Okay, I'm joking. And the ABV on this, what is the ABV on this? It is 6.8% alcohol by volume. Let's see how we roll. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, like a lot of people, kind of poo-poo on the old school way things are running in the country, and I would be one of those people. But you still have the right to vote, and I think that's a very good thing to celebrate. It's a little theme going on here, if you didn't catch my drift. So, I don't know. Hopefully you did that. Hopefully you went out today and cast your ballot, because it's a very important thing. Label length, it's a seminal kind of staple in the history of beerdom. I don't believe it's really ever changed. It might have changed slightly as far as like graphical clarity and depth, but I think the whole core of the label hasn't really changed much in time. And as far as that goes, it's a fresh hop, basically red ale is what it is. And that's exactly what it looks like. It has this nice, rich, kind of slightly washed out, kind of reddish orangey color to it. You got about 2 fingers of head, because this dude pours off some beers of a nice, tight, creamy head. If you look at a distance, not knowing what beer this is, I don't know if I'd really call it an IPA. Maybe an old school double IPA. Probably red ale. Might even start eking into an English shilling kind of ale. But that's how it looks based off of first vision. First dibs. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to try to get a nose, but this head's too big. Yeah, I mean, it is a nice, non-super caramel, non-super candied kind of sweet maltiness. So it has a nice malt character. It doesn't err into that super kind of crystal malt or anything like that, but it also isn't super caramelly. And then there's a soft kind of subdued, is the way I would put it, kind of Pacific Northwest kind of hoppiness to it. And it has these subtle resonance vibes, has these subtle piney vibes, but it doesn't really get too aggressive, at least on the nose. It's very, very kind of, it smells nice. It's a hoppy, malty beer that doesn't taste or doesn't come off perceptually on the nose overtly sweet or overtly aggressive hop-wise. It smells like a drinker. It smells like a chugger. It smells like an old school beer. Let's dive in. Cheers, all. As I spill it all over myself. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It is, and I've always thought about it in this sense. It's pretty much just like a low ABV barley wine, American barley wine, in the beautifulest, tastiest sense of the words. First up, the mouthfeel. It has a density to it, but it's not thin. No, you're drinking something, or it's not overly thick. You're drinking something of meaning without it being too light. It's not coming off like a lager. It's very much coming off like an ale. The malt presence here, definitely less sweet than a lot of hop-forward beers nowadays. Well, I would say appropriate level sweet for what hop beers used to be. But even then, when you combine in the way the hops kind of come off in here, it almost seems like undersweet, because the way the hops come off and the fresh hop portion of the show comes off, it comes off more like double IPA than like single IPA for me. So it's almost like this hop combination I'm getting here, this big resinous characteristic, this big bold kind of dankiness for its ABV level is reminiscent of like a lot of these kind of 7-8% kind of bigger West Coast kind of IPAs of the past. But since its sweetness isn't too huge, I think it just kind of tricks you in that sense. It makes you think it's a little bit bigger of a beer than it actually is. But it really is riding this wave between this undersweetened but still purposeful kind of maltiness that kind of waves back and forth with this resiny pininess that isn't too aggressive, that is aggressive enough for be the star of the show without being too hefty to where it's going to wreck your palate and you're not going to want to drink 5 of them, because I think this beer is easily a super secret chugger. It's honestly, it's Christmas. It's not even Christmas. It's the first kind of shift into that winter mode I was talking about, to where it actually is winter. It actually is kind of fall, breaching into winter. You know, Halloween is past. Thanksgiving isn't here yet, but the cold is in the air, and the celebration lands. Election day comes up, and you know, stuff does not suck for a minute. You know, if you look too hard and too fast at the cynical part of beer and life and politics and all those things, it's pretty nasty stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of shit, there's a lot of bad, there's a lot of negative, but there's still positives out there to be hoisted up and to be celebrated. And this is one of those beers, and it's kind of like a little bit of a, you know, kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Analogy for, you know, other things in life. Things can be good. You know, and you only make them good if you go out there and you do good things. And one of the easiest things you could possibly do is to vote, you know, and at least cast your ballot and make your voice be heard. And while some people believe that's not a thing, or it's fake, or it's stolen, and all those things, it's not true. It still counts. And while today is probably, you know, a minute too late because the polls are all closed, it's never too late, never too early to tell people to go out and vote. Yeah. So there you go. I already love this beer. You know I love this beer. I don't have to talk much about it. Just say, you know, hopefully you went out and did your thing today, and hopefully you're cracking a celebration ale when you get home. And hopefully you're enjoying some good beer, some good times, good family, and good people. That's all I got. It's one of the better celebrations ales I've had as of late, yes. So there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hope we'll see you next time. Cheers, y'all.